back at it again, and we've got a video here that I want to say one of you sent me through the Discord server. I can't remember. If you haven't joined the Discord server, it's the first link down below. It's just a glorified chat room, all right, where like-minded folks can hop in and chat whenever they would like. But this is a video of all of the times Joe has said some pretty questionable things. And this video is decently long too. So yeah, there must be a whole laundry list of clips. But anyway, make sure you guys smack that like button. Greatly helps out with the YouTube algorithm. And if you're not subscribed already to the channel, hit that subscribe button. It's totally free. All right? And let's dive in.
We already have a nigger mayor. We don't need any more nigger big shots.
I learned a lot.
Oh, nah. Whoa. I'm going to have to bleep that out. But he just said the N-word with the hard R. Like, legit. We already have an N-word with the hard R. Hold on. I can't even remember. I was so shocked by what he said. I didn't even, like, hold on. Run that back.
We already have a nigger mayor. We don't need any more nigger big shots.
I learned a lot. And I learned that, and Corn Pop was a bad dude.
I think the two-party system is good for the South and good for the black in the South. Other than the fact that they still call me boy, I think they've changed their mind a little bit.
If Haiti just quietly sunk into the Caribbean or rose up 300 feet, it wouldn't matter a whole lot. Is it because blacks are involved in Haiti?
It was old media that got him in trouble. Personal comments he made about another White House hopeful, Senator Barack Obama.
I mean, you got the first sort of mainstream African American.
Yeah. I remember this.
Who was articulate and bright and clean and a nice looking guy. I mean, that's a storybook, man. Yeah.
I've checked that one out before.
He's going to let the big banks once again write their own rules. Unchain Wall Street. They're going to put you all back in chains. We have this notion that somehow if you're poor, you cannot do it. Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids.
It's a long way until November. We got more questions.
Oh. You got more questions, but I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, and you ain't black.
It don't have nothing to do with Trump. It has to do with the fact I want something for my community. I would love to see.
Take a look at my record, man. I have a record that is second to none. The NAACP has endorsed me every time I've run. I mean, come on. Take a look at the record.
Come on, baby. Let's investigate.
Joe has a terrible history in the black community, and everybody just loves him because he's the fluffy old guy.
Former Vice President Joe Biden, he's run for president twice before, unsuccessfully. He's never before been the frontrunner. Now that he is towering over all the other declared Democratic candidates, his almost 5 decades in public life are getting some real scrutiny. On top of that list, his record on civil rights during his younger days as a U.S. Senator. CNN's Jeff Zeleny has exclusively obtained some letters written by Biden himself.
Wow, CNN criticized a Democrat? I'm shocked.
Joe Biden is coming back as a solo act.
I'm ready to go.
With his long record facing a new look under the spotlight of the 2020 campaign.
Gentlemen and ladies of the Senate.
One chapter receiving fresh scrutiny comes from his earliest years in the Senate, when he strongly opposed mandatory school busing. It was designed to achieve integration and a more equitable education. What's less known is how he followed the lead of some of the Senate's most fervent segregationists. In a series of never-before-published letters reviewed by CNN, the strength of Biden's opposition to busing comes into sharper focus. On March 25, 1977, Biden wrote, "My bill strikes at the heart of the injustice of court-ordered busing. It prohibits the federal courts from disrupting our educational system." Biden sought and received support from Mississippi Senator James Eastland, the Democratic chairman of the Judiciary Committee, and a leading symbol of Southern resistance to desegregation. He He frequently spoke of blacks as, quote, an inferior race. Eastland and others were partners on several of Biden's anti-busing bills. On June 30th, 1977, Biden wrote, "Dear Mr. Chairman, I want you to know that I very much appreciate your help during this week's committee meeting in attempting to bring my anti-busing legislation to a vote." Then in 1978, Biden again asked Eastland to
Hey, yo, Biden, you got some explaining to do.
put his anti-busing bill before the full Senate, writing, "Your participation in floor debate would be welcome." Ronnie Dunn is a professor at Cleveland State University who co-wrote the book Boycotts, Busing, and Beyond.
Those letters I find somewhat surprising given Senator Biden's or Vice President Biden's current position and potential candidacy for the presidency and his position as a liberal. Those are issues that he's obviously going to have to answer for.
You said surprising. Surprising in what way?
Well, the fact that he would solicit the support of staunch segregationists, James Eastland as well as Jesse Helms, introducing legislation as opposing busing at that time.
Now to the race for 2020 this morning and new backlash against former Vice President Joe Biden. He's refusing to apologize as he faces growing criticism over comments he made about being able to work with others in Washington. But his examples were segregationist senators 40 years ago.
Oh, wow. Can't even apologize? Oh, my goodness. Hey, we should be out marching right now. He didn't even apologize for his terrible comments? Oh, nah. Oh no, it's the end. It is the absolute end. We need to be out in the streets marching. Peacefully, of course. Peacefully. But we should be out marching. All right? This is crazy. You know, it's funny, but it's not funny at the same time, because had the roles had been flipped, we know what would be happening. If, you know, the Orange Man, if there was a video of the Orange Man saying all of this stuff, or accounts of him saying all of this stuff, oh man, it would be the end of times. No city block would be safe at all. But of course, since Joe said it, you know, whatever. Come on.
Apologize for what? Refusing to apologize for touting his ability to find common ground with senators he disagreed with, even segregationists. Biden is facing sharp criticism. At a fundraiser Tuesday, Biden describing Senator Herman Talmadge of Georgia as one of the meanest guys I ever knew, but adding, well, guess what? At least there was some civility. We got things done. And recalling Senator James Eastland of Mississippi, Biden said, he never called me boy. He always called me son. Biden's 2020 rival, Senator Cory Booker, demanding an apology.
Somebody running for president of the United States, somebody running to be the leader of our party, should know that using the word boy in the way he did can cause hurt and pain.
It's crazy. And you know, another thing is, it's crazy how all this was covered up. And apparently, you know, it aired on, what is this? It looks like CNN. Yeah, CNN. I didn't know about it. Now, granted, I wasn't really like paying really close attention to politics, but still, if Trump had said any of this, oh man, it'd be on that. Every Instagram account, it would be all over the news 24/7. There would be no possible way I wouldn't have at least seen a clip of it, right? Because even when I wasn't watching the news, like sometimes at the gym, you guys know at gyms there's TVs everywhere. Well, most of the time at gyms, especially like in the area where the cardio equipment is, and usually the news is on. So if Trump had said that, I would have seen a clip of it at some point in time, you know, while I'm on the Stairmaster or on a treadmill or something. You know what I mean? Not a single peep about Joe's track record. Not a single peep. Now, it aired, clearly. But I don't know if it was just like a one and done, like a 1 week and done. Just we have to air it because we are news and we can't have people saying anything about it. So we'll air it a few times and we'll just be done with it. We'll air it at, you know, low viewership times. Was that the case? Somebody let me know, please. It's crazy.
President Biden shouldn't need this lesson.
Now, Biden actually took it a step further, saying that it was Senator Cory Booker who owes him the apology.
Cory should apologize.
I was actually it was hurtful to hear you talk about the reputations of two United States senators who built their reputations and career on the segregation of race in this country. And it was not only that, but you also worked with them to oppose busing. And, you know, there was a little girl in California who was part of the second class to integrate.
And now she's in the White House. Hold on, whoa, time out. What happened to Kamala? I caught myself like mid-sentence. I was like, and now she's in the White House with him. But like mid-sentence, I was like, wait a second. I haven't seen Kamala in a very, 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 very long time. What happened to her? Where is she? Can somebody please tell me? And can anybody explain why she talks coherently here, but now she speaks in circles? Is she a clone? I'm joking. But like all seriousness, what happened?
Her public schools. And she was bused to school every day. And that little girl was me.
To coddle the reputations of segregationists, of people who, if they had their way, I would literally not be standing here as a member of the United States Senate, is, I think, it's misinformed and it's wrong.
But Biden is not backing down.
Apologize for what?
But doesn't change his...
I like the idea they keep in jail longer. I'm the guy that wrote the bill requiring federal judges to keep people in jail 100% of the time for which they're sentenced. It doesn't matter whether or not they're the victims of society. The end result is they're about to knock my mother on the head with a lead pipe, shoot my sister, beat up my wife, take on my sons. So I don't want to ask what made them do this. They must be taken off the street. Increase the penalties. Increase them. I would put the son of a gun in jail. Put them to death.
From the crack epidemic of the 80s to the crime wave of the 90s to the post-9/11 war on terror, throughout his career, Biden has represented the Democratic Party consensus, shifting his views.
Hold on, I want to go back to something. Because I came across a conspiracy theory video. And one of the things that was highlighting is that his ears are different. But don't your ears like grow like your entire life? Like your ears don't stop growing? Is that true? Let me know in the comment section. I want to say I read that somewhere at some point. Like your ears continue to grow your entire life. Let me know in the comment section, please.
Throughout his career, Biden has represented the Democratic Party consensus, shifting his views to fit whatever best serves his own political career. Over his 44 years in the
Sounds about right.
Senate and then as vice president, Biden was a leading architect of today's criminal justice system, which contributed to mass incarceration and the police misconduct that protesters are fighting back against today.
Biden crime bill, the Biden crime bill, the Biden crime bill. Hell, we've had crime bills coming out our ears. Every major crime bill since 1976, every minor crime bill has had the name of the Democratic senator from the state of Delaware, Joe Biden. You got a gun, you commit a felony, 10 years. We already have it 5 years. Minimum mandatory. Judge can't say, you know, you had it in your pocket, you never intended to use it, we're only going to give you 1 year. Judge has to say 5 years. Well, he wants to make it 10 or 20 or 60. We can work that out.
He wanted to remove...
Now, me personally, I'm a tough on crime kind of person. You know what I mean? Like, depending on what you do, you get one shot. You do something stupid again, and you getting hit with the book, son. You getting hit with the book. I'm sorry. I want a safe society, as safe as possible, obviously, and you just can't have a bunch of lunatics running around here, you know, robbing folks whenever they want to because they know, oh yeah, I'll just get a year and a half and I'll be out at worst. At best, you know, they'll give me 6 months and, you know, I'll get put on probation or something. Like, no. Nah. You get a lot more time than that, my guy. But that's just the way that I see it. Y'all can let me know how y'all feel in the comment section, all right?
Judicial discretion for those who, quote, don't meet the middle-class criteria of susceptibility to rehabilitation.
They are beyond the pale, many of those people. They literally have not been socialized. They are in jail. Away from my mother, your husband, our families.
The Biden-Thurman Violent Crime Control Act of 1991 would have increased the maximum sentence for 44 crimes to include the death penalty.
A wag in the newspaper recently wrote, Biden has made it a death penalty offense for everything but jaywalking. I'm going to make it for 46 crimes. Biden says make it for 51. We're going to get tough.
Then he presented the final version of the legislation.
60 new death penalties, brand new, 60. There are 70 additional enhancements of penalties, i.e. you go to jail longer.
After his disastrous 1987 presidential campaign,
I don't know about the death penalty for everything, but I do agree with the death penalty for first degree. I do agree with that, and I've said that before. If you planned out someone's demise and you executed it, you get executed. Now, obviously, like manslaughter or, you know what I mean? Like you just accidentally did it. Of course not. No. You don't get the death penalty for that. Accidents happen, right? But first degree, like I said, you planned it out and executed it. Oh yeah, you're out of here. You're out of here. You are a menace to society. You will not and shall not ever be free again. You will be put under the prison. Literally. Just the way that I see it. I know a lot of people disagree with me, and that's fine. That's totally fine. I get it. You know, I get it, but it's the way that I see it. But how do y'all feel? Talk to me.
Biden had staged his political comeback, in part by becoming a media darling on issues of policing and crime, and he led the fight to pass the landmark 1994 crime bill under Bill Clinton.
When I wrote the original bill that started this whole process, the so-called Biden crime bill, I didn't call a liberal confab and write it. I didn't call any big society people and write it. I called the cops.
A Democratic president wants 100,000 cops. A Democratic president wants to build 125,000 new prison cells.
That's the secret. That somehow the Republicans tried to make the crime bill tougher. I say poppycock. They didn't make anything tougher. Found out that this midnight basketball isn't getting them together a bunch of jive folks living in their city to do, try to see if they can be Michael Jordan. When they found out, they were keeping schools open. So gangs come off streets instead of out my mother, marauding me, robbing the local store. They're in a gymnasium. And my daughter will be safer. My wife will be safer. My mother will be safer. And I will be safer. And I will be happy.
Never again should Washington put politics and party above law and order.
Along with several laws passed in the 80s, the 1994 crime bill drove up the local, state, and federal prison populations, and it tarnished the reputations of Biden and Bill Clinton, who signed it into law.
Hey, Clinton! You didn't want to take pictures with our people here! We're still in jail for what you did!
When Biden
Hold on. Wait. Why did that sound like the chick from ASU? If you guys haven't seen the ASU student video, definitely go and check it out. But for those of you that have, didn't that sound like the chick from that video? Listen again. Check this out. Check it out.
Signed it into law.
Hey, Clinton! You didn't want to take pictures with our people here! We're still in...
He kind of looks like her, too.
When Biden ran for president in 2008, he told the New York Times that he knew more people would be locked up across the board.
You ashamed of that bill? Not at all. In fact, I drafted the bill. We had enormous success.
The mass incarceration created by Biden's lock-em-up policies ripped apart vulnerable communities and families for a generation, and the federal funding streams and law enforcement infrastructure it created continue to hinder reform efforts.
I'll do my job and I will take responsibility.
You ashamed of that bill?
Not at all.
Sorry to keep you waiting. Complicated business. Complicated.
Accepting the Ellis Island Medal of Honor alongside Rosa Parks and Muhammad Ali. Wow. Wow. The Rainbow Push Coalition hosted a 3-day forum on Wall Street and minority businesses, working with Jesse Jackson to improve minority communities. Signing the historic First Step Act, empowering a new generation of leaders. Hitting record low black employment. All right, what does this go back to? This goes back to, it looks like maybe 70. Wait, that's 6. So it looks like 72 it goes back to. Holy. It peaked in 83 at 21%. Peaked again at a second highest peak in, what is that, 2010? Almost 17%, 16 and some change. Wow. And dropped all the way down to almost 5%. Wow. Look at that steep decline. Just incredible. All right. Oh, and establishing opportunity zones to encourage investment in impoverished communities. I remember we checked out a video with what's the guy that hosts Family Feud? Man, why can't I? Steve Harvey. And Steve Harvey had asked Trump, like, "Hey, I have a good idea. What do you think about it?" If I remember correct, this came from Steve Harvey, but he was like, "Hey, I got an idea, but I'm gonna need your help. I need to connect with," I think it was Ben Carson, and he was expecting Trump to say, "All right, give so and so your number, and we'll get back to you." Trump was like, "We'll handle that right now." Called up Ben Carson, got them connected right there in the moment. He was about getting stuff done, man.
Where's Gregory? Hi, Gregory.
Mine is real short. 2 months ago, I was in a prison cell, and I'm in the White House. Let's continue to make America great again.
We are one nation. We grieve together, and we heal together.
Yes, sir.
I can never imagine your pain or the depth of your anguish, but I can promise to fight for justice for all of our people. We must improve accountability, increase transparency, and invest more resources in police training, recruiting, and community engagement. Reducing crime and raising standards are not opposite goals. They are not mutually exclusive. They work together. They all work together. That is why today I'm signing an executive order encouraging police departments nationwide to adopt the highest professional standards to serve their communities. Today's action is a big part of the solution to restoring, renewing, and rebuilding our communities. For the last 3.5 years, my administration has been focused on creating opportunity, fighting for equal justice, and truly delivering results. I am with you. I will fight for you, and I will win for you. We will make America strong again. We will make America proud again. We will make America safe again. And we will make America great again. God bless you and good night. I love you.
Yeah. That video was quite crazy to say the least. And to be accusing one person of doing something while there's literally a video or clips of videos where the other one is clearly doing it. It's not like reading between the lines. Oh, we think Trump meant this. Like, no, Joe Biden actually said it, and we have it on tape. All right? We have it on tape. It's recorded. And that literally wasn't even all of his comments either. We've checked out videos where he's called black kids roaches. I don't think that clip was in here. The whole jumping on lap video or clip, I think that was part of the same clip. The racial jungle, and yet it was dire. It had to happen. We had to get the orange man out of office. We had to. It just had to be done. And we're happy that Joe, who is actually the real R-word person in this equation, we're supposed to be happy that he's in there now. And also Kamala is standing next to him. The same person that criticized him for those same things. She acknowledged it. And yet she stands next to him now. Well, I guess sometimes. I don't know what happened to her because we haven't seen her at least I haven't seen her in a very long time. But yet we're supposed to be happy. See, I think Trump and the Republican Party should air the first half of this video or this entire video every time they get a chance to. Every single time. All of these clips plus some of the other ones that weren't in this video, they should air them at every chance that they get. Expose the frauds. It's the way that I see it. Expose, the fact that Gavin's family actually sent money to Ron DeSantis, his campaign, instead of Gavin's. Well, I don't know if they did it instead of Gavin's, but I know they sent money to Ron DeSantis's campaign. Isn't that crazy? Gavin Newsom's in-laws sent money to Ron DeSantis? Interesting. That says a lot, in my humble opinion. That says a whole lot. So if he tries to run, you air videos where that's being exposed. And all of the other terrible things that California is doing right now under his watch. Just expose the truth at every turn, at every chance you get. Even, so the way that they should do it, because I know like mainstream media likes to take little clips and take them out of context. You should have those videos on repeat in the background with the captions on. So if mainstream media wanted to use any of those clips, they would have to show some of the terrible remarks Joe's made, or the fact that Gavin's in-laws, have sent money to DeSantis or whoever else. You know what I mean? Those videos should always be in the background. So if you want to use the clip, you're going to have to show what's in the background of that clip. Or you're going to have to edit it out and people are going to ask questions then too. Why does the background look funny? Did you edit out the background? Why'd you do that? I want to see the actual video. Y'all let me know if that's a genius idea or not. And let me know what you thought about this one. Like, share, comment, hit that subscribe button before you go. Thank you for all of the continued love and support. All right? Peace and love. I'm out.